Hey nerds, and welcome to The Gutter. My name is Steve-O. This is the 18th episode of the Gutter Nerds podcast. Joining me today is the beachiest bum in the world, Corporate Cal.
Just a little extra leg today, boys and ladies.
Our commandoist Byronic in the world, Chuck.
Hi.
And in between us is Jason. What's up, dude?
How's it going?
Jason has done some old AC podcasts with us. He's also done a couple of streams with us. I remember you were on Night Squad stream. Did you play iDarb with us?
I don't think so, no.
The little 8-bit sportsy game where we kick the ball back and forth and
we had characters that looked a lot like us.
We had characters that we based on us.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's, I thought you were there for that.
I remember that.
So I'm gonna skip what you've been playing. We pretty much know. We're gonna get right into E3 2017. First of all, overall impressions, Jason.
So we just finished watching the Sony conference, and Sony's the only console I currently own other than like a 360.
And care about.
I'll be honest. So I'm actually pretty excited. I think virtually every game, they didn't throw any surprises, but virtually every game is a game I would buy, except for anything VR related.
Okay, you're not sold on VR yet.
No.
Don't lie to
whatsoever.
me. You want to go fishing.
No!
You just want to fish, man. You just want to.
I'll go on a boat.
You want to fish? No.
No, he wants to actually fish.
Yeah, if somebody gave me that game, for sure I'd play it. But
See?
I would never spend my own money on it.
Oh well, there you go.
It's kind of like Miller Lite.
Overall, who do you think? I guess you were there for it. What did you think overall E3 2017, Chuck?
End of the day, I still think it's same old massive marketing, and I've been really inured to the whole marketing thing for a lot of different industries, really. That said, I liked what I saw with the delivery from Sony, because these three guys have all said the same thing. It has been, we're going to get the fuck out of the way of the games and let them speak for themselves, as opposed to Xbox, where it was like, we're going to have somebody trot out on stage and yammer on.
Something I posted about earlier even was that even if Microsoft had, even if they had like the best device on the market, and Xbox One X console-wise, not counting the PCs you can make for a XBOX.
The triple X box.
Yeah, the triple Xbox. Again, not counting the PC master race and stuff like that, just discounting that. Even if they had the greatest device, they market themselves for shit. Yeah. They have the worst fucking marketers in the whole world. So they come out and they do all the market speak thing. They did my take was that E3 this year was fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't as cringeworthy as it was in other years.
Fine.
But it wasn't as exciting as it was in other years. And so, but what I'm getting at is like they spent time showing us a Porsche on the Xbox stage. Like, if they're bringing out cars and not talking about games, like
they did
what
that.
The fuck are you doing?
I think they did that with Forza 6. They brought out like a Ford GT40.
I guess they've done that before,
But
right?
who cares?
What's
You want to see the game.
Yeah, we want the game.
And what's really interesting to me, especially with Microsoft, is like, oh man, we have the most powerful gaming thing, whatever it is, in the world now. And I'm like, well, PlayStation, first off, they had their device come out before Xbox. The PlayStation 4 came out before the Xbox One, right? So they were already using the higher graphics card. Then they had the PlayStation 4K already announced, so they've already been playing with the graphics for that for a longer period of time. So in that aspect, they're trying to market themselves, yet PlayStation is like, we've been building off this graphics card for weeks. You're going to have to still take time to plan to develop, so it's still going to take you about a year to 2 years to even
get the wheels going.
To get the wheels going of utilizing the graphics of your machine. So, I mean,
I think there's a strategy involved in that.
True 4K, but I'm like, PlayStation's going to opt out way faster.
I think they
opt out way faster. What do you mean?
As in hit like as we saw during all the game trailers during PlayStation, hitting that higher graphics potential.
See, you're all.
I think it means tap out the potential.
Oh, they'll hit the potential faster.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I still think there's a like a business strategy aspect to this.
I fucking hope so,
because think of this. Think of all the times that we have seen a kind of new technology introduced, especially in the video gaming world, and then people start to play with it at the very beginning. And some people have some good ideas, but some shitty execution. Some people have some really shitty ideas.
Yeah.
And then some people, like, they sit back and they watch what the rest of this battlefield is doing, and then they make their own decisions based around that. I think Microsoft sometimes is really good about that. They're good about, battlegroundsing it, is just sitting back and letting all the lesser people kind of kill themselves, kill each other off for a little bit, and see what works and what doesn't, and then just kind of pick that out. I mean, stuff like the Kinect, like they kind of jumped on that bandwagon after the Wii knocked them out of the park. They're like, we're going to come up with something better. But
we'll get into the specifics of these announcements here, and we're going to click through them at a fairly decent pace. But Cal, what was your overall impression of E3 2017? Because you watched pretty much everything so far.
Right. So from what nothing. I would say it was like you said, fine. I wouldn't say that anything in particular blew me away. I wasn't like, oh man, that gets me, my juices flowing. Like there's a couple things I'm like, sweet, they're adding that to a game that I already play and I enjoy. But it's not like I'm like gonna rip my shirt off in joy for something coming out. Like if we saw something for a date for Final Fantasy VII or more
Didn't
stuff on
get it.
Kingdom
Yo,
Hearts,
didn't
or
get it.
any other new SquareSoft title or any of like my Sony fanboys.
Shit, we didn't get another Square title,
No,
did we?
we didn't.
Not one.
Yeah, we did. Final Fantasy Fishing.
Oh,
Monsters
fuck
of the
you! Fuck you, Jason!
So, to me, nothing was just like, the Hulk Hogan. I'm not going to rip out of my own shirt. And,
I nearly
enjoy
tore
it.
my shirt off yesterday, man.
So here's
Like,
where the hype shroom came in.
yeah.
Okay, so we got hype shroom for the following things. The very first hype from the hype shroom was the death of Adam West, Caleb from Red 6 to Golden Corral.
Yo, that was
I'm
the-
actually getting a note. It's Nick. Nick from Red 6 to Golden Corral wants to chime in here.
Uh,
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Steven.
Yep, I think you're
way
right.
to go.
I think you're right, Nick. I think you're right. It's probably soon. The next one, Need for Speed Payback, EA show.
Super happy.
You hyped that one.
Yeah,
And
like-
that's- looks like Burnout.
If it plays like Burnout, I'm in. Because that was the first
I got-
racing game.
It's-
I got
good.
I got Burnout 3, Burnout Revenge vibes off of it.
That was the first racing game where I was like, I could play through the whole game and not get bored
Right.
of it.
Well, with this one, they've also added vehicular
Slow-mo.
crime now.
you're
Yeah.
you're like heisting and boosting stuff.
Yeah,
in
and they
your
kind
cars
of
and
messed
shit.
with that with Need for Speed before, like High Pursuit or whatever.
Hot Pursuit.
Hot
Yeah,
Pursuit.
that was actually something that one of the viewers
Well, I saw
mentioned.
cops. I saw cops. Like, I just got into a conversation in Facebook about why I didn't like Need for Speed Underground 2. And one of the things I didn't like about it was the cops were just magically not present at night
Oh,
in
yeah.
this town.
The trailer ends with the cops showing up
Yep.
in Payback. So
Like,
that's brutal.
that helicopter is about to crash. That helicopter is about to
He's trying to
fucking
kill you.
crash.
He's not trying to. From the EA press conference, also, I hyped a game called A Way Out.
Oh, yeah.
It is a
That looks cool.
co-op only.
Developed by the guys from Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Co-op only, split screen only. I think you can play it online, but it will always be in
You'll
split
still
screen.
see
You know
what the
what?
other guy's doing.
If it's always like constantly split screen, that would be a really cool
And the-
like artistic design.
Well, the split screen also seemed to move. Like if player 2 was like hiding in the
the wrong
car,
direction.
it would close in and give the active player more screen
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
That's cool.
But it's based on looks like it took place in late 60s, maybe early 70s, Prison Break, basically.
I would
Nice.
say early
Yeah, and
70s.
it looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say it looks cool.
That looks like a shit. That was all the hype from the EA press conference, but EA also talked about Battlefront 2. They announced the single player campaign. John Boyega and Shiva from the League, and I'm sorry I can't remember her name, came out to talk about the single player, but they didn't show it.
Well, did y'all play Battlefield 1?
Battlefront 1?
No, Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1. Yes, I
Because
played
it has
during
a story
weekend.
mode, but the story mode's like 5 small chapters that basically get you some unlocks and get you used to the game.
Oh, they're
So
gonna
that's
add
what I'd
another.
expect.
They're gonna add a couple more chapters with some DLC.
Yeah.
They're going to Russia.
Like that's
They-
what I'd expect. You can play through the whole story mode
They're-
of Battlefield 1 in like
maybe 2
2
days?
hours. No,
It was.
2
I
hours.
took. It took. Yeah, I did, and it was probably 4 or 5, like all told, because I played it on hard. Battlefront 2. Their single player campaign takes place from the side of the Empire. You're playing, I think, a TIE pilot or someone like a special ops
I think you're a TIE bomber,
gal.
maybe.
And it is her interactions with the rebels after the fall of the second Death Star.
Okay.
And tracks her journey up through Episode 7. It's like a 30. I think the story takes place over those 30 years,
So that
but
ties
with the
in with the
same
movies
character
a little
though.
bit.
But with the same character.
So
they
it's
did
stable.
say it's supposed to be canon. The write-up I read was that it was Star Wars canon, but who gives a shit? Like, it doesn't have to be, but if it is, great. Like, whatever. We also got Battlefield 1 DLC. Game Guy mentioned that he liked the snow maps, didn't like the night maps. Do you play Battlefield?
I do. I have not gotten the DLC yet. Really, I just haven't had time to. But the first game, like standalone, apart from the DLC, I was having an absolute blast.
Yeah.
And Game
so
says,
much
I
fun.
forgot about Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Yes. It seems like a week and a half ago, doesn't it?
Well, I called it during our stream of it on Saturday, Sunday, can't remember when. But yeah, Sunday. I totally called it. Like, they're not going to show it.
Yeah.
They're not going to show the single player. And then, not only that, I said, notice how they let off the Battlefront conversation with John Boyega's tweet, when is there going to be a single player campaign for Battlefront, making a big damn deal about it, and then they basically just swept it under the rug.
It's coming, just not today.
No, I didn't even get that.
Just like
it's
the
like
rest of the
everybody
games I
wants it. Here's the multiplayer.
Yeah.
I
It was kind of strange.
Was not cool about that.
Strange way to do it. Okay, then moving on to Microsoft press conferences. I have like 1,000 games that
Most
were
of them
part
are
of their,
me, by the way.
They titled the Scorpio, the Xbox One X.
Triple Xbox.
No, they
Should've just called it Scorpio.
They denamed the Scorpio.
Should
Now,
just
is
call it
it
Scorpio.
is it Xbox One X or is it Xbox X?
It's
Xbox.
Xbox X.
Xbox
It's
X.
Xbox One X.
But there's only one X and there's not a 1 in front of the X.
Right.
It's Xbox X.
What?
It is. There's
It's the
there's
triple Xbox.
There's an
It
Xbox
is.
One. There's
is.
an Xbox. There's an Xbox 360. There's an Xbox 360 S.
You know what it
There's
looks like?
Xbox One, Xbox One S, and Xbox One X.
You know what it looks like? It looks like a really.
So it's not a new console, it's a projection of the Xbox
It
One.
looks like a really shitty algebraic formula. XB1X.
Solve for X.
It is a so the step from PS4 to PS4 Pro is let's say one step. The step between Xbox One and Xbox One X is like 4 steps up. Like, I'm just for context. Both do 4K to some unbelievable, to some we don't know. Game Guy is skeptical as to the upscaling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
For that price point that they're doing it at, as in $4.99 for their
$4.99 is a bit much to
buy a
ask.
computer.
Bit much to
Like,
ask.
fuck it.
Yeah. They also showed Forza 7. We got Metro Exodus, which looked
That's kind of cool.
gorgeous. I'm not a big
I did
Metro
see that
fan,
trailer.
but it looked pretty. So you saw the Exodus trailer.
Yeah.
Any love there? Have you played the
I
Metro series
played
before?
the very first one, and that was it. But I thought it was a really neat take.
I need to play through both of them. I started playing one. I was really into it, and then I just kind of dropped it.
I think they're both games with gold, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, I've got them both for free. They're sitting on my 360 right now.
Have you played
And since they're
a
not
Metro
backwards
game?
compatible, I have no choice but to play them on the 360.
We had Assassin's Creed Origins, which I started off being skeptical of. When I watched them play through it, I hit the hype. I hit the hype shroom.
I almost kind of want to de-hype you now on that one. I'm not.
I haven't seen the trailer yet. I'm just done with the whole sci-fi aspect. Like, I just want a game that only takes place.
I
think-
time period.
damn disagree with you.
Like, it pulls me out of the game every time. I say, oh great, I guess I can't go there because I see a big gray wall.
Red wall. I've seen a big red wall
Yeah.
lately.
I trust me, I get the complaints, but the reason that I got hyped about Assassin's Creed Origins was because the combat looked better.
It did.
And
We have
tighter
had-
and heavier.
We have had like 10 games now where the protagonist has been a live and agile fighter, and now we finally get this big, burly, brutish guy. I think this is going to be reminiscent of when you get to play as the Jackdaw's first mate from Black Flag,
in the DLC of
Yeah.
Black Flag.
because they're built about the same size.
But even then, like the Assassin's Creed games are just like light and because they're all climby and rolly, and I don't get any weight.
I guess
from
it's
my
because
character.
nobody believes that a guy that big would be plausibly free running
Like
like
a parkour. Game, jump into chat, Game Guy, the things that he's excited about, and we'll get into them when we get through the list. Anthem, Destiny 2, Crew 2, and he said he likes the Forza games, but he's a Forza Horizon guy now. He can't go back.
I buy it
Yeah.
because it still has that sterility of a simulation driver, but it's open world and it's a lot more fun. So you don't feel like you're driving in a museum, essentially.
Then after that, we had the announcement of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Which you knocked out of the park.
Oh,
Yeah, Cal called it that they
Right,
were going to
he-
announce it for Xbox One, and
And I'm sitting here like, nah, I don't think it's
Like, based
popular
on
enough.
fucking
It's
what?
still kind of on beta right now. They haven't really finalized it yet.
when you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
And you were right.
Financially, it would be stupid for a big company like Microsoft
Absolutely.
not to buy or get involved with this game.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it's a game, like I said, if I'm obsessing over a game, like it's because I'm in. I am sold on
Yeah.
that game.
You don't play a lot of games, but you play a few games
a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
After that was a game called Deep Rock Galactic, and this was the one that Game Guy referred to as Diggy Diggy Shoot Shoot.
Oh, yeah.
It was sort
Oh,
of
it's Dig Dug. I saw that.
yeah, it looks sort of cartoony, but in
Yeah.
first person, and there's some shooting of aliens, and they're digging.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what for.
Oh.
Diggy hole 2.
Diggy Diggy Shoot Shoot 2.
Diggy shoot shoot.
And then we got State of Decay 2. Yes!
Oh, God.
That looks good.
You know what? Will Roth, if you were watching the show right now, I'm going to buy that game day one,
That's
most
aggressive.
likely.
I got nothing personal against him. I think he's a great guy.
Oh, yeah.
I love
check
you,
he's a-
Will.
Check the
He's-
bats in Hype Stream, make sure they're still. Okay, cool.
He's a great guy. I mean, I love him. I
State of
miss him on the
Decay.
show, but goddamn, we will come to blows about State of Decay.
They also
I'm
announced
on Will's side.
a game called Darwin Project, which was a multiplayer game that looked like a mix between, just for lack of a better term, a mix between Overwatch and Battlegrounds.
It looked pretty awesome.
Like it
That's
was,
the one that was really fast-paced
it was
one.
quick, and the archer
looks-
and the dude in the cabin.
And they were like grappling back and forth
Yes.
on the maps,
Yeah.
like just
And
teleporting.
then they
around.
had the rando dude
No.
off.
I think you're thinking of Lawbreakers.
I am thinking of Lawbreakers.
No. The Darwin Project was the one that it was more cartoony. It looks, like I said, a little bit like Overwatch. There was a woman with a bow and arrow, but they were calling it like an esports game. And
They
there
had
was a
the
dude
guy
in the-
off
Oh, yeah, that
stage
game-
calling it. I don't think they're
Yeah,
actually
that
It was
going
like
to
the
have that.
convict was
Yeah.
calling it.
Like,
Yeah.
Please help me. I'm stuck on this
Dude needed a
platform.
haircut, needed a better shirt.
He needed
like,
a shave and a shot, I think.
like a whole body shave, man.
They
Whole
also
body shape.
they announced also, this one actually was fairly surprising to me, that Minecraft crossplay, in that
Yeah, I saw that.
they're opening up Minecraft on
Which is interesting and cool. Good for them.
Xbox, Nintendo, tablet like iPad,
Yeah,
PC,
any-
all playing together. Sony was absent, and Game Guy had mentioned earlier that Sony flat out refused to do it.
Why?
They declined, and Game Guy was also like,
That
this
is
is
weird.
part of a pattern with Sony where Xbox is like, we've opened up now, we would like to play multiplayer with you guys if you want, and they
And
said
Sony
no
just
thanks.
slams the
I'll
door.
throw it on there. Why?
And-
I'll take a guess.
Because they're losing now, this generation. They
Sony?
throw it out every...
They-
no, Microsoft.
No, here's
Oh yeah.
Every
Like,
time they throw it out, it's win.
That's the thing is that Microsoft has to find a way to appeal to all the gamers because Sony has the market. You know what? Sony's gonna make some of the bigger games, some of the better graphic enhanced games. They don't need to make kid games. They
You
don't need
keep-
to because they're new generation. They're going for the best of the best.
You keep talking about
don't have
all
the
of
best
these
best
things
anymore.
that garner the hardcore crowd, like bleeding edge technology, top of the line graphical capabilities and sound capabilities,
Right.
and these games that are just like
you away.
they're aiming for the hardcore crowd, whereas literally everybody else is trying to expand their base, not because they're failing or anything like that, but because that's a good business strategy.
Look,
is
I don't feel bad for
diversification.
Microsoft. Microsoft's making money.
Oh yeah, they're
yeah.
making bank.
So they're making money on Xbox, I think. Sony is certainly doing better in console sales. That you cannot do this, indisputable. The most powerful system on the market will no longer be the 4
I
Pro.
think what's going on is
but-
in between that marketing strategy and then having like those weird snippy moments with Xbox like they've been doing at most E3s for the past couple of years, which strangely, no amount of shade was thrown towards Microsoft's.
They didn't have
They
time
didn't-
to.
they didn't get paid.
They didn't say anything.
Yeah,
They didn't have time to.
yeah. There was nobody on
I
stage.
still
I
don't
guess.
know who that Sean guy was, other than
like
hey,
president of
now watch
bullshit,
this,
who knows?
and they walked off the stage.
So,
remember everything he said.
But yeah, I think it's just because they're starting to get up their own ass about their hardcore community, and so they're just kind of becoming more and more insular.
I think the Game Guy mentioned earlier that EA Access, the $5 a month, and you can play all the EA library or the select EA library or whatever.
Right.
Sony wouldn't allow it on their system, and Cal says he appreciates Sony keeping him from what he sees as a bad deal. Game Guy and I say like give them the option, give people the option in the market to do whatever
Options
you
are
want.
always good.
I see no problem for optioning it, but yeah, because if you're going to use it, use it. If you don't,
But I
don't.
think it's part of a larger trend of them wanting to keep as many
Isolated.
things in-house
Yeah.
as possible.
I think they're
And they have honestly they don't have any reason to, because if they're winning and it's
I think we need to remember that Sony is still pretty much based out of Japan. Like their HQ is in Japan,
right.
and
they're very tight on quality control. And very
right, they're
tight on what they allow.
They're also really tight on their own IP.
Yeah.
So anything that is in-house, it's like a roach motel. It's easy to get in. It's real fucking hard to get out. So you got to be really careful about signing a deal with the blue Mephistopheles.
Game Guy
that is
says
Sony.
he just doesn't like big companies making his decisions for him.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Is that something that you disagree with or agree with?
It's a little bit of yes and no, because I'm already paying. You pay for your. You already pay. First off, you pay for your system.
We're not trying to sell you the EA
No, I'm not,
Pass.
but
We're
I'm
trying to
also
sell
gonna-
you the option.
Right.
of-
I understand the option.
Are you sure you understand the fact that we're not trying to sell you something?
Yes, I do.
Are you positive you understand that?
Yes.
Because you
But
usually
all
get
I'm-
super defensive about these
I'm just
things.
also stating the fact that Xbox Live account costs money. I'm already paying $50 a year to have an account for something. Okay, you pay your $300 to $400 for your system, your extra controller. You pay $50 a game. You continuously pay for the additions to, like, let's say Destiny had downloadable content. They're like, well, pay us more money for this. Why do I want to continuously dump money into? To me, it's just like more money.
Let me put it to you this way. I have EA access on my Xbox One. I don't use it, and
So-
I'm not paying for it. But if the need should arise that I could ever want to go to EA access, if they do something that sells me to start paying that monthly subscription fee, it's right
The
there
option is
waiting
there.
for me.
Yeah, I would buy the game.
Options are great.
If a game was that good to me, I'd buy the game.
No, he doesn't mean the game. He means the service. If the service
Right.
became amazing, then
But there's no, he's saying that there's no point in having the service if you're just that sold on a game.
To me, there's no problem with having it as an option. I wouldn't use it. Like, I know I would
Right.
never use it.
Yeah.
But I don't care what other
Again,
people do.
I would use it if they started sweetening the deal a little bit.
if it wasn't select titles, if it was literally the entire EA library,
Oh, I'd
I'd
be
pay
all over
$5 a
it.
month
That's
different.
every single month.
That
But that's
is-
what we're saying,
that is
though, is
different.
If, for example, they decide to offer their whole library,
Well, they'd have
you
to-
still can't access it, and that it was not your decision to make.
Yep.
Sony made it for you.
What?
And you're perfectly fine with that.
Yep.
You're perfectly fine with somebody saying they've made the service better, but we're still not going to give you access to
You
it.
get mad?
No.
It doesn't. I'll say it doesn't change my opinion of Sony whatsoever.
Yeah.
But like, I don't see why they don't offer it. It makes
Right.
no sense. I wouldn't use it though.
Next up after the
wouldn't use it at
Minecraft
all.
was Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Yes.
We got-
Who's the DBZ guy? You?
I love DBZ.
You guys?
Also,
DBZ?
Game Guy.
I love the
Game
shit
Guy,
out of
DBZ.
Dragon Ball Z. And it looks awesome.
So you're gonna play it?
And
Okay,
the people
so-
developing it, is it Arc Systems, the BlazBlue team?
Yeah, the Blaze Blue and Guilty
Might
Gear.
be.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the team
it
developing
is.
it, and because of that, it's going to be a
gonna be
solid.
fun.
It's gonna be
Also-
it's gonna be tight.
Yeah.
Not everything on this list, but most things on this list were exclusive.
Yes.
So
we
that's
we
something to keep
heard
in mind.
we heard the Halo multiplayer announcer so much during that.
world premiere,
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Kill streak.
Black Desert Online is coming to Xbox One.
That was pretty.
It's gorgeous.
That's interesting.
I I've been looking for an MMO to get me, and there hasn't been one that's gotten
You know
me.
what?
so.
Monster Hunter Online.
Well, you have a
you know,
PC that can run most MMOs,
Monster Hunter
Steven,
World?
so it doesn't look like you need to use it on the Xbox.
Well, to me, I can play PC with you and Game Guy.
Right.
Or I can play Xbox with Chuck and Sam
and eventually
Mike and my
PC as
brother
well with
and-
me.
Yeah, that's true. So to me, you know, it's not entirely where I get the best graphics from. It's what my friends actively play on.
Right.
But I'll play with you.
No, I understand.
I'll play with you. We got the 8-bit game, 8-bit looking game, Blade
Last
Runner
night.
Last night,
That looks cool.
and looks real pretty.
Yep.
Real pretty.
I mean, if it's Cyberpunk, chances are I'm already going to be into it because I'm a huge fan of Cyberpunk.
I will say, as a PS4 owner, I'm super upset that Cuphead is exclusive to Xbox.
Yeah, that game looks.
It is exclusive?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't sure if it was or not.
Yeah.
That game
Yeah,
looks
that's-
sick.
That game looks fun as shit.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
that's ID like Xbox.
I'll be playing it at
independent.
your house.
It's ID exclusive. You want to come play?
Absolutely.
You're welcome to. And Game Guy says, just by the way, guys, heads up, EA Access is free this week if you wanted to give it a shot, except you don't have that option.
I got a computer.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
Wait, they'll force you to use Origin at that point.
I don't hate Origin. I just
do.
don't.
I do.
I hate it and everything.
Every
it
time I
stands
turn on
for.
my computer, it's like, log me in. I'm
It
like, fuck
killed.
off.
It killed Ultima Online.
Yeah, it did, didn't
Kills
it?
my gamer boner.
Dude.
I'm going to start running through these
Why
a little
did
bit
you have to
faster
remind
so that
me?
I don't keep you guys super late. We have Artful Escape, which was the guy with the guitar, that platformer with.
Oh yeah, Guitar Hero platformer.
Yeah. We had Code Vein, which looked like that sort of Japanese style anime, kind of sort of Bloodborne-y kind of
yeah. Okay, I remember that
action game. Sea of Thieves, Rare's
Oh, it's pretty
online
I think
pirate
that,
game.
that game's gonna get blown out by the other game.
one. I think it will too.
I think they're
Too many
going to be
pirates.
too different. Like,
One's
think
really
one-
for based towards kids, it looks like, and one's based toward adults.
I think it's different because I think in what you're referring to is Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones is going to be more of the ship-to-ship battles, and the Sea of Thieves is going to be more of getting off the ship and doing stuff. People
hunting.
having different roles on the ship. So it depends on if you want to do the Assassin's Creed, like attacking fleets and PvP and blowing up shit.
Fuck
But
yeah.
I think they're just offering two different things. They will probably get compared a lot, but I would say
See,
unfairly.
the draw for me is going to be like, I don't like pirates so much as I like naval battles, like wooden ships and iron men, like the Royal British Navy kind of shit. If they're pirates, okay, yeah, they're pirates. I want to be on a goddamn boat and I want to broadside a guy, and then I want to bust out the grappling hooks, pull him in, board the ship,
You don't want to
take the captain as a
shoot
prize.
yourself out of a cannon.
You
fun,
know,
too.
that did look pretty cool,
That
though.
looked stupid. That looked dumb to me.
Fucking Wind Waker over here.
Let me shoot myself out of a cannon into a live battle. Like,
My feet are gone.
yeah.
Yes, it was not.
My
it was not-
face is
I
buried
just
in
landed in
3
the middle
decks.
of the fight screaming.
I don't need realism in an unrealistic game. I
Yes.
do want realism in a realistic game.
So realism in Skull and Bones, but
Yes, yeah, that should be.
but definitely
realistic.
not in something very cartoony like what
Pirate
was the other
game,
one?
We
number
had
2.
Yeah.
a VR space game called Tacoma that they didn't show very much of, but
They didn't
in
show very
space,
much of
but
last
in
year
cinema
either.
Super Lucky's Tale, which is the first like kid platformer, the Fox
It
thing.
was very Zelda-like.
Cute.
No, that was
looks,
the other one. That's a
looks
different
more
one.
Banjo Kazooie.
It was more like Conquer. Like we
Yeah.
thought it was Conquer for a minute. Cuphead, we mentioned.
Yep.
Crackdown 3.
Oh,
Terry
yeah.
Crews can sell me fucking anything.
Air high five.
I was
yeah.
like, Crackdown, never
Bam.
played him, and then you said Terry Crews.
Terry
I'm like,
Crews.
okay.
Terry Crews.
That was the one that got you.
Terry Crews, call me agent.
Did you ever play Crackdown? Either of the
I have
others
not
on
played any of them.
360?
I played the first one for like 10 minutes.
Really?
I got burned out because to me it was like I already played Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. It was like almost
This came
the
out
same
before
game.
Incredible Hulk, though.
The first one?
Uh-huh.
No.
It was one of the
Incredible
first-
Hulk was on
PlayStation
PS2.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
But the,
Game
the
Cube
difference
and
between
Xbox.
them was I don't remember that Incredible Hulk game being sandbox.
Oh, it was.
I
That
don't
was
remember it.
Yeah, and you could punch a car in half and use it as boxing.
Yeah, I remember that.
A game called Ashen. I'm not recalling it. I wish I'd written down a note about Ashen.
That was the one where they didn't have any faces, and they were talking about living in the new light, not in darkness.
Okay, yeah,
And
yeah.
we watched that one dude get killed by some weird wispy darkness.
We saw Life is
ghost
Strange 2.
Life is Strange 2. I'm in on that one.
Shadow of Mordor, the upcoming
Shadow
one.
of War.
I'm super
Shadow of
interested
War,
in that.
thank you. Yeah.
I haven't played the first one.
Oh,
I
it's
haven't either.
fucking
but
good.
I'm super
I will tell
interested.
you, and I've said this before, I do not like The Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
as a world.
Yeah.
I loved Shadow of Mordor.
Because
So
it doesn't play kind of like The Witcher meets.
it's more
Assassin's
like
Creed.
Arkham. It's more like Arkham
Yeah.
/ Assassin's Creed, but also way more in depth.
Yeah.
It's good. Ori 2. They mentioned the XBOX, the Xbox One X, will be out November 7th for
Mention that
for
price
500.
point. Mention that goddamn price point so I can
That's a
throw
tough
up
pill
my
to
Dairy
swallow.
Queen.
That's a tough pill to swallow. I am still interested in it, but it is a tough pill to swallow.
God damn.
The
that is bad.
and then they showed Anthem gameplay, and that's what Game Guy and I went to bed on and woke up. Anthem is the BioWare game where you have these exosuits like Iron Man style, made by the developers that did Dragon Age and Mass Effect, and you're freelancers like taking on jobs, and I think you can mod your suits. It was fucking gorgeous looking.
Yeah, it was pretty.
The hype that we got during the Xbox show was for BJ Kazooie, not Banjo Kazooie. We got hype for BJ Kazooie.
Blowjob Kazooie.
Phil Spector got hype. The
Phil
fancy,
Spector's coat.
no, the fancy blazer during AC Origins got
okay.
hype. I hyped AC Origins. We got hype for Battlegrounds.
Yep.
You hyped State of Decay. We got hype for Last Night. We hyped the tagline from that guitar game.
Yeah, ready when it's
its
available when
release
it's
date
goddamn
was
ready.
when it's damn ready.
When it's damn ready.
Yeah. Crackdown 3 we hyped. Life is Strange you hyped. And they announced the Xbox Originals will be backwards compatible on Xbox
I'm
One.
surprised we
That's
didn't
cool.
break the goddamn hype shroom after that one.
That was a big one.
That was a big one.
Bethesda went by real quick. They announced that
They were fast.
Doom VFR was a VR for Doom. Fallout 4 VR. Some ESO DLC from Elder Scrolls Online. A Dishonored game that I thought was DLC. I think you're right. I think it's a standalone game.
Yeah.
It may be a smaller standalone game than a full $60 release, but yeah.
Yeah.
The Evil Within 2 was actually a good reveal.
That was a great trailer.
And I hyped Evil Within 2 for sure. And then we got Pete Hines got some hype, I think, from Joseph Nobles, who also hyped Sleep at the end of the Bethesda conference. And then Wolfenstein 2.
I would have
And
hyped Sleep.
I'm
Jason.
super excited about that.
That was- oh my gosh.
I would have hyped Sleep at the end of the Bethesda conference because that was at like 2 o'clock. in the morning.
Wolfenstein, the first one, is still probably one of the best shooters I've played this generation. That and Doom, actually.
Yeah,
So Bethesda
I can
is killing
see
it
that.
on these id updates.
Wolfenstein was fantastic. It
was so good.
fantastic game.
Does that mean they're going to make a Daikatana? Please
hope
tell me
so.
they're going to make a Daikatana.
But
They're gonna make it good.
Wolfenstein 1 is one of those games. There's only been like 3 games I've played where as soon as I beat it, I immediately started it over.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
really?
And it was like Arkham Asylum, the first one,
That was a great fucking game.
Uncharted 2,
Great fucking game.
and Wolfenstein. It's very short.
I did it with DMC. I played it and then restarted it, and I did that 5 times. I did 5 playthroughs. Back to back.
I read a review, and this is one of probably the greatest things I've ever heard said about anything or anyone. Wolfenstein is a far better game than it has any right to be.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like that's powerful.
Game Guy says his brother will probably buy the Lucky Tail game, and he won't mind playing it either. I mean, it looks cute. Like it may be, it very well be. It may not be. I mean, it may be for. Excuse me. It may not be for kids. It may be for the family. In which like,
I think
everybody,
it's for the family.
Everybody will
I
probably enjoy
don't
playing.
think necessarily a cartoony platformer has to be for a kid. Either,
Right.
You know?
That's right.
It's like, I enjoy them sometimes.
You're right.
Doesn't have to be.
That's correct.
Yeah, I kind of grew out of them.
I still enjoy it.
The
Especially
PC.
speedruns.
Cal and I did PC. We saw XCOM 2: War of the Chosen.
Looked cool.
Really?
It looked pretty cool.
Looks good. It looked like you had. I'm just making this up because they had specific classes, but it looked like that you have specific characters you play instead of just like a general troops that you customize and do on your own.
So I can actually play the game and not feel bad about people getting killed.
Maybe.
Maybe.
They have specific classes that, and they just straight may have been just different classes than we're used to in the other XCOM games. But there's that. They showed off Ooblets, which was the Animal Crossing
The
planting stuff.
and it turned
Pokemon.
into little Pokemons that you leveled up and fought.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was weird.
The turn-based game BattleTech, which had mechs in it.
That was pretty cool looking. You'd
That's
like
cool.
it, Chuck.
No, yeah. As soon as they said BattleTech, I knew precisely what it was. Like
Mountain Blade 2, Game Guy said it looked exactly like the first one. Total War Warhammer 2. There is a card game called Shadowverse that is getting an expansion called Wonderland Dreams. I
Nobody
don't care
cares.
about card games.
I want to see a Total War Warhammer 40K because the awesome sprayed on the side of the panel Chevy van Warhammer is cool, but Warhammer 40K has always been my cup of tea.
Tunic was the Zelda / Bastion game with the
That's
fox,
right.
and that looked pretty cool. It was very atmospheric as well. Tunic is the name of it. And then PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds announced upgrades to their game that we had been talking about not 24 fucking hours earlier.
We were talking about getting vaulting and kind of diving through a window.
Climbing and
climbing.
vaulting.
He specifically was looking for climbing.
Is this a first-person shooter?
Well, we'll
No,
put it on.
third person.
Well, I'll show it to you before you leave, Jason. So basically, there's 4 new weather modes that we're getting. So one's a standard weather, one was a rain map, but now we're getting fog map, or fog on the map, a sunset on the map. So this way, every time the game is randomly done, you get a different weather, which changes the fact from your sniping,
Dynamics,
whatever
what you can
guns you're
see,
using,
yeah.
what you expect to see, how you play the game.
So you can get over fences now.
Now you can get over fences a lot easier. Now you
Over
can-
cars.
The jumping,
You can
jump.
jump like
You
Alan
can dive
mentioned.
out of a
You
window.
can jump out of a window, like someone throws a grenade and you're in your room.
And then-
As it stands right now, if you're inside a house and in a room and someone throws a grenade, that's it.
Game over.
That's the end of it.
And they also announced that they're doing 2 new maps. One's going to be based in Peru, and I believe the other one they said was Russia.
Cool.
Was that
The
right?
one that
Well,
was
the
already
one
in
that you're
Russia.
now is in Russia.
Okay,
I
well,
can't
one's
remember the
Peru,
other one, but
and
yeah.
the other one was like a snowman.
We also got Killing Floor 2 Summer Sideshow, which reminded me that I
Okay.
want to get Killing Floor 2. Islands, which is sort of a Minecrafty survival game.
It's Minecraft.
A lot of
except
terrain.
Better.
The graphics are
looking
different.
graphics.
If
It's edit as you go Minecraft. You can instantly go into your edit server and change something as you play.
Grift Lands is a sort of a 2D animated
That looks
RPG-ish
cool.
kind of thing. I don't even know really how it played. They went through it
Kind of
pretty
like
fast.
Odin Sphere.
No, it's more like you talk to people and make decisions.
Oh.
And then there's some battle that is on a sequestered field that looked a little bit like Grandia, but maybe less like Grandia, more like Tales, like the Tales game.
Yeah, okay.
Then we saw Lone Echo in VR, which was that you're in zero grav and you only use your hands to move.
That looks pretty
Like,
cool.
and they had a game battle mode that looked a lot like Ender's Game.
Yep.
That's cool.
And Lawbreakers is the one that you saw,
Lawbreakers
which was the
looks
PvP, very fast paced,
It looks like Quake on steroids.
or
nice.
/ Overwatch, but realistic.
Yeah.
And Cliff Bleszinski came out and said, "We're not going to do the $60 for multiplayer only bullshit. Game's $29.99
That's cool.
because it's multiplayer only."
Nice.
Yep.
We saw Wargroove, and we saw Age of Empires remastered.
I didn't,
Oh.
We saw that.
Nice.
People-
After you left, they showed Age of
People like
Empires
that game.
remastered. The hype during the PC was for illegal veggie fighting that the Game Guy hyped. We hyped mechs. We got hyped that the card game ended.
Yeah, because that game looks stupid as hell.
Vaulting and maps and Players Unknown Battlegrounds. Gun flipping. I hyped gun flipping in one of the VR games.
Because he went like this. And
He
tossed
had
the
a gun in his
caught
left
it in
hand
right
and he fired, tossed it up, grabbed it
Caught
with
it.
his right hand and fired. And it was I just
It was seamless.
lost my
Did you
shit.
Did you do a little giggle? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, look at the gun. I
I just
believe
I want to juggle 3 guns. Revolver also.
Revolver
Yeah.
also a lot, yeah. And we got some Gutter Nerds love from Chuck.
Me.
Chuck hyped our own.
Fuck
our
yeah, I
own
did.
hype.
Why? Because we're worthy of the hype.
For Ubisoft, Rabbids Mario
Versus Mario. I saw that.
Rabbids v Mario.
Did they show any
Dawn of
gameplay?
They did.
Because I saw a trailer
It
for
is.
it.
It is.
XCOM.
It is XCOM. It is
It
a
is
turn-based shooter.
I
Cover-based
missed it.
shooter,
Yeah, I
in fact.
missed
It is a
Most of it.
turn-based strategy
Ubisoft.
game that is a cover-based shooter.
Okay.
Hey, June.
It's real fucking weird. Hey, June! So they showed that at Ubisoft. They showed The Crew 2, which Game Guy got some
Got some juice out of that one.
juice out of, for sure. We got some hype for Chuck from Crystal, I believe. Joseph
love
Nobles
you.
hyped Tractor Pulls
Yeah.
from The Crew, I think. They showed a little bit more of South Park, the Fractured But Whole. We saw Transference, the Elijah Wood weird
we
VR
saw
experience.
Transference.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but I'm intrigued.
These VR games in general just aren't doing it for me.
Nothing yet?
No.
If you play it, I think you'd change your mind if you
Well,
got
like I
sat
said,
down in front of a.
I want
like
the
a
setup. I just want to hold the setup and play
Like, 'cause there's a couple
regular games.
Even last year when I went and tried it down at DreamHack, played an Oculus. The game I was playing was super fun. It was entertaining. I was engaged in the game. I was like, wow, this is awesome. And at the same time, like, I couldn't like move off a platform. And I thought like, oh fuck, like I'm gonna fall on this shit. Like,
I just want to play Doom or Wolfenstein with a headset on.
Yeah.
I don't need the.
Yeah.
Except unless they have the human trackball. And I saw a thing for, I think it was Battlefield, the last generation, where they fire paintball guns at you when you're being shot. So that'd be cool.
June, this is Jason. Jason is our
Hi,
guest
June.
From the Sony
Fan
Sony
club.
conference. Yeah. We saw Skull and Bones, which was the Assassin's Creed Black Flag without the Assassin's Creed. And it looks gorgeous.
Yes.
Slam bang. It was pretty. Just Dance 2018. There was a South Park phone game called Phone Destroyer. That's enough said about that.
I'm
Ubisoft decided to print their own fucking money by releasing a game called Starlink, where you use ships connected, where you get the ship toys to play the game, and you mod the ships, and you get the mods in the game when you mod the ships with the accessories. And I was like, I'm just watching them roll around and jack off with $100 bills right now.
Yep.
Yeah, kids
They
are going
just-
to eat that shit
You ever
up.
see those TV shows where they hack the ATM and it starts spitting money in the middle of the street? Yeah, that's what's going
June
on.
says, "Hey Jason, I love your face hair."
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yo!
I'll give you a little bit of the camera there.
Really? Come on.
Yours is-
man.
There's not.
There's no contest.
You got like nothing there, buddy.
No. It's not nothing. But Jason's is a dark, velvety blanket.
I do use oil and conditioner, and it feels really nice.
Do you want to give it a pet? You want to give it a pet.
Get
An
in there.
oil
Get
and
in there, Chuck.
conditioner.
Yeah.
Oh,
We saw.
so I have a man beard and you're a prima donna.
No,
Okay,
this
I
is
get it.
this is a man beard to the extreme.
June says, "Chuck, you know I love you."
Yeah.
Steep has Olympics DLC coming out for it, the mountainy, snowboarding, wintry
Yeah.
kind of game from Ubisoft. We
Because-
saw Far Cry 5. I'm almost sold.
Yep.
It looks good.
Like, I feel like Far Cry is one of those series. I've played 2 of them, and I love the shit out of them, but I have not played like the last 3.
Which ones have you played?
Like
You
Far
played the
Cry
first
and
one?
Far Cry Instinct. Like
Okay.
back in Xbox.
You need to play 3.
You need to play 3.
That's the
I suggest you play 2 as well.
2 is good, but like if you have
that-
to
they have
play
that
only
primitive
one,
one.
Play
don't
3.
don't bother.
Don't bother.
But play 3.
Watch 4. Because
Watch the beginning and ending of 4. It is a brilliant intro to a game and a brilliant ending of a game with 30 hours of fucking bullshit.
As a matter of
In
fact, what you
between.
can do is you can start a new game of Far Cry 4, literally set the controller down.
And you will get an ending and it will be satisfying.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's all you need.
well, there you go.
Yeah. Let's see. We also had really the big and I guess probably maybe the biggest surprise of the show, except maybe for Xbox Originals,
Yeah.
was Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I liked Beyond Good and Evil, the first one.
Yeah.
The trailer they showed for Beyond Good and Evil 2, when we were watching it before we realized it was Beyond Good and Evil 2, I was like, this is like an R-rated Disney movie, and I love it.
Oh, it is.
yeah.
yeah.
Loved it.
Hey, June, I also have a. Why didn't you tell me they changed League a little bit? I haven't been playing. They changed League, by the way.
Oh, no.
Side note.
Did we see League at E3?
No.
Keep
but
it
it's a
yourself.
Side note.
Keep it to yourself.
June says, can I touch? Yeah, you can touch whoever's beard you want. Come on by.
Although Crystal might break
Game
her
Guy
fingers.
says, Jason's working the Hunger Games. Chuck, you're the crotchety old man looking for scraps.
Damn.
You did come down on Game Guy hard during E3 coverage, though, so you take as good as you give.
The just desserts.
It has been.
I am not looking for scraps. I'm looking for squirrels. I am the mountain man.
Moose and
We
squirrel.
just saw Sony Uncharted Lost Legacy,
Looks dope.
Horizon Zero Dawn
buy
Frozen
it.
Wilds DLC,
I'll probably buy it.
Days Gone,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter World,
Probably not. It looks cool,
remaking Shadow of the Colossus,
though. I'm gonna buy it. Yeah,
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite,
maybe.
Call of Duty World War II, Skyrim VR,
Nope.
Star Child.
Nope.
Nah.
Which one was that?
That was this is a VR game
Metroid-looking
that's
VR.
The
side
Metroid-looking VR
scrolling?
game, that
Yeah.
we couldn't figure out. The Inpatient was the sort of scary-looking
It looked like
mental
Outlast
hospital.
a little bit.
A little bit.
Like I was waiting for things to go
creepy.
crazy.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Monster of the Deep.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's what he wants.
Yeah.
Why the fuck? Why the?
Why? Like if you told me,
I will if you missed our Sony coverage, I will reiterate now what I said.
Why the fuck?
Then. Not only will I de-hype, I vote that we remove the batteries from the hype shroom until that presentation was done.
That game looks.
somebody came up with that idea, and somebody agreed that it was a good idea, and somebody else pushed the game forward. Like that happened.
If it was like, if you can already fish in Final Fantasy 15, and this was a game update that you can now do it in VR, that's fine. That doesn't offend
yeah.
me.
You know-
a standalone VR fishing Final Fantasy
Well, it's
game
like when they
offends
came
the
out with
fuck out
that
of me.
stupid
VR fishing-
the Heroes archery game for
The
Legend
Link?
of Zelda.
Yeah.
I was actually about to say,
Yeah.
fishing
It's like,
in
that's
VR
stupid.
makes more sense in a Legend of Zelda game
Well,
than
then
it does
how
in
did
Final
you feel
Fantasy.
about, on a side note then, you're saying it makes no sense, how did you feel then about when they announced for the Skyrim on the Nintendo Switch where you can pull back and act like you're drawing the bow and swipe? I think that's stupid.
That's a new way to play the full game.
Yeah, it's
And-
not
and
a side arc
This
story.
is not a
if
side
they
thing.
if they did a standalone release of Skyrim that was just ogre battles that you just did this for with the Switch, oh yeah, we'd be fucking burning that shit to the ground.
Yeah.
That'd be bullshit for sure.
All right, just checking.
Game Guy says he doesn't care as long as it's not $60. June says Jason looks
know,
like
yeah.
someone I know.
Do you know me?
Have you ever been to Norway?
No.
We,
I have one of those
man.
faces.
we saw Moss, the mouse game. We saw.
I think that's related to Mouse Guard, and the series is awesome. It's bloody as shit.
We'll look more into that game as well because it didn't show any of the bloody stuff, so it looks more family friendly than that.
Yeah.
God of War.
I'm in. Yeah.
Look, dope.
God of War. Yeah, it was pretty,
I would hype Shroom Clancy Brown
the voice actor.
as the voice
Yeah.
of old
The
Kratos.
fact that it changed is important to me because they're going for a more humanizing game, obviously. As a
and
kid-
Clancy Brown is just actually
Yeah.
really good at that.
And
as a kid.
finally, we had Detroit Become Human.
yes.
It's great. Destiny 2 just got a spit of.
Detroit become
Detroit.
human.
And
yes.
Spider-Man,
I like how
which
you-
to me looks fucking delicious.
That's probably the most exciting trailer I saw for the whole conference.
The rest of the hype that I wanted to mention is we got hype for Skull and Bones. Game Guy hyped the Asian dancers for Just Dance. I hyped
would.
money
You
with
would.
Ubisoft Space
Yeah.
Game.
You hyped that ATM.
We got some Far Cry 5 hype, Beyond Good and Evil 2 hype. The Space Monkey program shirt, you dug the shit
I
out of.
totally want one of those shirts.
And during PS4, we hyped the Pyrotechnics.
Yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus got some love. The Inpatient got some love. God of War. Detroit got love. And we hyped Spider-Man as well. So,
Here's a question: out of everything that we have seen so far, is there anything that all four of us would put our hands together on the hype shroom and hype?
okay, let's start with... Okay,
Drake's
does-
Uncharted.
Drakeless Uncharted?
Nope.
the Drakeless Uncharted.
That would be at most a 3 out of 4. 'cause
Yeah.
I'm not
Would you
on that
guys
one.
would you guys all hype the originals, Xbox originals being backwards compatible, getting access to Microsoft
As somebody who
Crimson Skies and
doesn't
stuff?
own
Yeah, I don't own an Xbox.
an Xbox,
Okay, so that's
No,
hard
I
for
mean,
you to get
it's
to.
cool if but I don't own an
I mean,
Xbox, so.
I know my dad will be excited
Well,
about that. He still
how-
plays Crimson Skies.
How excited would you be if you found out that they're making the PS4 backwards compatible with PlayStation 1?
I'd be
I'd be happy about that.
well, as somebody who emulates.
But they have
wouldn't bother me at all. I was like, I got that right
that's
here.
fair. That's fair.
Like I'm playing Legend of Dragoon as we
Oh,
speak.
June, you're good. You
On
joined
your
us late. We
phone?
started late. It's a wonky E3 day.
On your phone.
Yeah.
Do we all hype Spider-Man?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I'll have fun.
I'll have to shout
I think we
Spider-Man.
can all hype some Spider-Man for sure.
Oh my god, oh my god.
Legend of Dragoon.
Oh my god. Does it have DualShock support?
No.
No, yeah.
You can run a controller.
What?
You need an adapter. You need one of those micro
But-
USB adapters. But I own one of those. I use a 360 controller to play.
You can plug a
With
PlayStation
RPGs,
4.
I just use the regular.
You
'cause
should be
it's
able
all
to just plug a
turn-based.
PS4
Yeah.
controller into that.
Or yeah, you should be able to Bluetooth.
you
I
can.
think as well. Yeah.
You can Bluetooth it too.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if there's something specifically exciting for y'all, let us know.
Remember,
all of
exclamation mark hype.
we
man.
saw a shitload of games.
I'm excited about that zombie
And there are
game,
very
too.
few big surprises. So if you're going to toast something, and then we'll do the drink after all toasts, but what do you want to toast from E3, Chuck?
I'm going to toast Sony's stage management team. They really fucked up right there at the beginning because they had no idea what was going on with the sound. But they were the ones that decided, you know what? One person, go up twice, stay up there for like 5 minutes tops, and then you hustle your short-bodied, big-head mode ass right off the stage because we're going to let the game speak for themselves. A stark contrast to Microsoft, where some games had like 3 people talking about them.
Every like 3 minutes. It was
Yeah, like they wouldn't shut up.
The PC show did that same shit where they just like drone on and on
we're
about
gonna
it.
It's like the
Just-
games don't build hype themselves, so they need somebody there to.
I
What do you think of that?
That's how you put on an E3 show, is you let the fucking games speak for themselves. Because the only way that would get better is if you were there on the demo floor playing those games yourself. You can't do that, and frankly, you're not standing in line so that you can wait for some salesman to say, "Oh yeah, this game's got this and this and this." And really,
But-
in this day and age,
Yeah.
and like,
Yeah,
this is a fuck you corner to all those people that haven't quite figured out that we don't want to listen to people talk.
To be fair, once they got past the fucking Porsche, it was just world premiere. Like they
That was a
rattled them
cool.
off.
That was a cool move on their part, but I still think Sony's presentation was better
It was tighter.
designed.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we
sure.
want to see the games speak for themselves. So, to you, Sony.
Jason,
I mean,
you can test a game, you can test a concept, whatever you want.
my thing with the whole Sony conference is, like I said, virtually every game I saw, I will be purchasing. So I'm really excited. I feel like every 3 or 4 years, consoles go through this generation gap where they put out so many solid games in the same year. So I think tail end of 2017 through 2018 is going to be one of those years.
You know what? I'll go with you on that one.
Yeah. So, and then you'll have a 3 year of garbage, and we watch all these other E3s trying to build excitement. But this is a year where every game is going to be incredible.
Yeah.
And they're kind of
All the
competing
graphics
for
are-
our attention, so we're kind of,
We're becoming more discerning.
yeah, because like, oh, every game this year is going to be good.
Yeah,
And then we're going to miss this shit in the next
Probably.
2 years.
that's probably true.
And it's kind of hard to keep secrets from us anymore
and a quick-
because we're always.
So your toast is to what? The year?
PlayStation?
I'm going to toast to the year, this
year for
console year.
PlayStation.
Well, for PlayStation, of course.
I think it's just a year for good games.
Yeah, this is another solid year for good games,
Yeah.
like 2008.
There's a lot of good shit. I'm a little bummed that there was a lot of things that I was expecting that didn't happen. We didn't see Kingdom Hearts 3. We didn't see Final Fantasy 7. We didn't see Halo 6.
But they're coming this year.
I'm sure.
Yeah, next
Whatever. But my toast is 1st of June, so I'm glad June is back. Good to see you, June. And second to the originals. My favorite thing of E3 this year was the originals, Xbox originals. So hooray for that. What you got, Cal?
I'll stick with my theme of what I've been playing. Here's the
Battlegrounds.
Oh yeah,
like that,
The
it's
Battlegrounds,
doing
like,
so good.
The Battlegrounds crashing on the console systems like the fucking Kool-Aid, man.
I mean, they're coming in strong, and I think
Yeah.
having them be part of the Xbox as well as still the PC, I think it's gonna be a great. Even if they do crossover,
If
you
they
never
they
know.
get crossplay,
I doubt it though because
I doubt
PC
it.
shooters are bad to put
I
with
doubt it.
regular shooters. But I think that team Bluehole is going down the right direction.
Yeah,
So cheers to them.
and Game Guy is toasting for Anthem, and Anthem deserves a toast for sure. The BioWare game, and he's toasting Battlefront 2 for not being shit. They seem to have learned their lesson from the first one. They've made it engaging and deep, from what we can tell. And he's hoping for crossplay for both. So, to those that we have toasted, cheers.
Cheers.
Hydration.
Final thing before we go, we have to go to the can. We can't not go to the can.
Going to the can.
Everybody
If you guys want to become part of the Fan Can, tweet us at Gutter Nerds using the hashtag FanCan. Ask us literally anything. I'll put it in here. We'll draw it randomly. And if you ask something horrible, like something like awfully racist or homophobic or some shit,
We're still going to answer
it. Here, Calvin, you answer this one.
Jason was already crossing that line earlier.
Oh, this is Detroit.
Oh, this is Detroit. Yeah, Jason.
What
was a
gets
robot.
wetter and wetter the more it dries?
What gets wetter and wetter the more
I actually know
it
the answer to this one.
dries?
This riddle, I know the answer. So I'm going to let you, if you don't know the answer to the riddle, feel free to give out a funny answer.
Wetter and wetter, the more it dries.
I know the answer.
Ice?
Jason's going to guess ice.
It's either ice or eyes, which also kind of sound the same.
Okay, yeah.
What about ice eyes?
What do you think, Cal? Game Guy says, my love life.
Oh, that sucks. I would also like. I like eyes. Yeah.
Eyes,
that's-
okay. Chuck, we're going to say it on, I think it's going to 3, 2, 1, say. Ready? What gets wetter and wetter the more it dries? 3, 2, 1. Towel.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
Okay, that's fair.
it does the act
I was
of
thinking
drying.
towel.
Is it
Actually,
the accent thing?
I thought about towel, but I was like, eh.
If you guys want to do our toast with the official Gutter Nerds glass, you can do it by going to facebook.com/gutternerds. Click the shop now button. It is $15. We'll send it to you. You can do your toast with whatever beverage you want along with us when we do it.
You don't want this one. This one I've got. It's a stunt glass and it's already kind of chipping away.
Don't put these in the dishwasher for the love of God.
Please no.
The printer I went with, I am not happy with, but there's still quality enough products for you to be able to support us with.
We can help you with your thirst, June. Don't worry.
That
I think-
says T-shirt.
Start
My
with thirst.
T-shirt.
T-shirt.
Wow,
Thirst
Cal.
T-shirt.
Holy crap.
Thirst there.
Yeah,
Well, then
you
there is
calm the
thirst.
fuck down.
There's
There is
thirst.
no thirst anywhere in this chat,
We'll
my
quench
son.
it in a glass
My
that you're gonna
son. June, I have your shirt. I have your shirt on Friday. I'm gonna go ship it. It's gonna ship on Friday.
Friday.
Thanks you guys for coming by. Next week is JB's last show with us.
I can't read.
So come. We're gonna do a retrospective with him. We may sing a
No.
song or two, but we will give him the send off he deserves. It'll probably be the first podcast I just cry on. Like it's just gonna happen. So come back with us next week and check that out.
I will not be here.
Cal's gone because he doesn't like JB.
He does not like JB.
Fuck that guy. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, JB.
My name is Steven.
Corporate Cal.
I'm Byronic Commando.
I'm Jason.
We'll see you guys next time.